Top 5, here we come. Welcome to BYU Sports Nation, presented by the BYU Store, official outfitter of BYU fans everywhere. Happy Friday, everyone. This is how we do it. January 17th, I have Spencer Linton alongside a man who is, like Reggie Bush, still not over BYU football being left out of the college football playoff.
I thought I had moved on, and then I heard Reggie Bush say this about the Cougs.
Only team I thought got left out that I thought should have been in there was BYU. You know, I thought BYU was a team that could have really made a run into the playoffs, deep into the playoffs. We saw what they looked like in that bowl game. They looked great. They looked just physically dominant.
Wow. Okay. I tried not to think about it. I tried to move on. I tried to enjoy the Alamo Bowl. Like everybody else enjoyed the Alamo Bowl. So
you'd gone through the five stages
of grief.
Why are you bringing me back? You'd gone through the 5 stages of grief, or so you thought.
Why did Reginald bring us back? You know, Reggie Bush and USC beat up on BYU twice, 03 and 04. I was on my mission. I missed it, but
he's endeared himself to every BYU fan forever for that commentary. Yeah. Even though there is a little bit of, I was through it emotionally.
I know. I don't want to go back there.
But not only did he say BYU deserved to be in the playoff, but he continued on and said they could have made a deep run into the playoff.
Deep run to me would have been one win.
Like you win a game?
Win a game is
the idea of BYU not just getting it, but winning a game is wild.
I think you guys talked about it the day I was gone. Of the would you rather have had the Alamo Bowl result or lost a
BSMU? BSMU specifically.
I think I would have rather been Brigham.
Absolutely.
We were feeling good.
People like Reggie Bush are talking about BYU the way they're talking about BYU because of what happened in the Alamo Bowl.
SMU finished on a 2-game losing streak. Now feeling great, right?
And yeah, they got the.
We played Clemson hard, and then we got blown out by.
SMU got the fraudulent treatment.
Yeah.
Right.
Would not have liked that.
No, that would not have sat well.
I like they seem super legit. They maybe should have been in there, Convo.
Hey, let's go. Vibes are good. Alamo Bowl champs. BYU basketball is coming off the win. Rise and shout. Let's get to what's trending.
It's going to be rocking. It's going to be filled with some Royals and Reds. We got number 13 on our team, you know.
Doesn't matter how lopsided things are, everything goes out of the window.
We need a little bit more just because it is a conference game.
Utes and Cougars in men's basketball tomorrow night. BYU still on the hunt for road win number 1. What a place to potentially do it in full-on enemy territory. And it's a quad 1 opportunity for that NCAA tournament resume. By the way, and this is a little bit wild, it'll surprise some of you. Ken Palm currently has Utah favored by 1 point and gives BYU an even 50% chance to win. A true coin flip game in Salt Lake City. ESPN's BPI not as favorable, but close, gives BYU a 48.7% chance to win. Wow. Looking at those numbers, is this fair, Jerem?
No. I think BYU is a better team, and certainly there's some numbers to justify that. There are also some numbers to say, hey, Utah's better than you think. I didn't think this would be a quad 1 at this point. I'm glad that it is, because it can be a game that matters even more. It already matters, because you just look across, see that Crimson that gets fired up, right? I love the Royal versus Crimson. The teams don't wear white. They go Royal versus Crimson. I love that in the various rivalry matchups. BYU feels like a team that could be in the NCAA tournament. Seen in that regard. They could play themselves into that. Hopefully they add an L in the loss column coming up tomorrow night. I think it's a little weird that it's 50-50 and Utah by 1, but that's going off of efficiency numbers from Ken Palm and whatnot. When the line comes out, I'm interested to see, if BYU is favored by 3.5 or 4.5 or something like that. We'll see that tomorrow. But yeah, on paper they look very similar. But I think BYU is a better team, and certainly the way BYU played Tuesday shows us that they can step forward. So it's going to be interesting. Remember, BYU lost this game last year. Up there, shot 36%, 23% from 3, lost by 4. If BYU had shot 45%, they win that game by 6 or 8. So don't shoot terribly, and you should be just fine.
I want to be really bothered by this. I want to be emotionally just bothered by this. But then I look at what BYU has done on the road this season and think, okay, well, what's there? And why would BYU deserve to be given this treatment as a favorite if they haven't produced and performed on the road to this point? What do we have to look at this year?
Will it be a road game tomorrow? The Upper Bowl is going to be all Cougs. That's what it was last year. That's what it'll be tomorrow.
I think that this will be the game that Utah fans understandably show up for the most. They're lingering on a football loss, and their team just beat TCU, and they know that BYU's coming in, and they remember what happened in Salt Lake City last year. That was their highlight moment of the season last year, beating BYU in Salt Lake City. They want that again. So I think that there will be a good contingent of Utah fans.
Is that really the best win? Yeah, BYU was pretty good last year.
BYU was really good.
They never beat anybody else.
They beat a team that was a 6 seed in the NCAA tournament, ranked nationally.
They never beat Arizona or somebody.
Right? Mm-hmm. So beating a nationally ranked BYU last year was a great win. So they know what that feels like. They'll show up. It'll be loud. It'll be volatile. And again, BYU, looking at what they did against Providence. What did they do against Houston? Gosh, what did they do against TCU? And what did Utah do against TCU? BYU loses a close game. Utah wins pretty convincingly, actually. Like, it was kind of close, but Utah was in control of that game at TCU, and so they've got some good vibes winning in Fort Worth, coming back home. This all makes sense. I hate it, but it makes sense that this is a 50-50 game. BYU, on paper, has more talent. Nobody is questioning that. But home court advantage is the most dynamic of any home advantage, I think, in any college sport. And certainly that translates to what happens in Salt Lake City.
Who tweeted yesterday that it was 67% Big 12 home court wins? Now it's like in the 50s. So it's gone down. Like road teams are winning in the Big 12 this year. It is, yes, it is at Utah. It will look very crimson and whatnot, but it's going to be like 35% BYU fans.
I hope a ton of BYU fans find tickets and show up.
We're calling for it. Like, Upper Bowl is going to be at least BYU fans.
Will the Upper Bowl be open? That's a legitimate question.
No, it will be.
Okay.
For sure. But they'll tell them the Red Rocks are in there. They all show up. The lower bowl, you'll see the season ticket holders that don't go to the games for all those empty seats. They'll suddenly show up tomorrow. They'll be there. And the last time BYU was up there, a lot of people got mad at it about a lot of things. And BYU won a football game. It was awesome. Went through a security yesterday at the Delta Center, and the guy said, "Hey, you can't wear that BYU jacket in here." And I said, "Still not over it, huh? Would you say this was stolen from you?" I was just giving him a hard time. But I'm excited for it. Like, I know it doesn't have the same juice as football for some people. I'm telling you, every time I see Royal and Crimson together, I have the same energy, the same love, the same hate, the same sports competition.
Love?
Love of the rivalry. I love the rivalry. I love when women's soccer plays. I love when swim and dive compete. I love when rugby, everything. I love it. I think it's great. And now they're in the same league, which is awesome. So we get 2 of these back-to-back years in Salt Lake. We'll have the March 8th regular season finale between BYU and Utah on senior night. Is going to be a really fun one in Provo. So, yeah, is it weird that it's a 50-50 in a one-point game? Yeah, kind of weird, but and credit to Utah. They played better than I thought they would have.
They're playing their best basketball of the season right now.
I thought they would stink. And it's too bad that it ends tomorrow. Yeah, it's too bad that today is the peak for Utah basketball this season.
The common opponents, again, Oklahoma State. Utah rolled Oklahoma State. BYU won by, I think, 5 fewer points.
Yeah.
And then we talked about the differences between TCU.
Texas Tech a little different.
Texas Tech embarrassed Utah in Salt Lake City by 28.
Yeah. So both, I mean, like Utah and BYU are trying to avoid being in the bottom like 4 or 5 right now, right? Colorado, Oklahoma State, BYU, Cincinnati, Utah. These are teams that have kind of struggled in the 0 to 1 to 2 wins in the league. BYU kind of climbed out of that. Utah kind of climbed out of that. So this is an important game for BYU in this 4-game stretch we've talked about.
It's critical.
Got to win it. Got to win at Colorado, and then you hope you beat Cincinnati at home, and then you kind of restored some of the chaos from the early part of the Big 12.
BYU needs to win 3 of the next 4 to have a winning record at the end of January. And if they're going to win 9 games, if they're going to win 9 games in this league, or even 10, gulp, then they have to be 5-4 going.
If they go 2-2 in this 4-game stretch, I literally go, well, now it's 8-12 expectation.
Probably.
Because if you're going to lose to teams you should beat a couple of times, why in the world are you suddenly going to beat Baylor, Arizona, Kansas at home, like 1, 2, 3 of those? We still believe that's going to happen despite some of the struggles BYU's had. But hopefully Tuesday, BYU points.
So percentages, I don't know, high 50s that BYU goes up there and wins this game.
I wish the weather was high 50s. It's cold.
I We just talked about why this game matters so much and how it can be one of those launching points. It's one of those trampoline games for either team.